My gosh, that creases so easily. In this video, I'm going to talk about why Jordans out of factory crease and why handmade sneakers like the ones I make don't crease. So we're going to be looking at 3 different sneakers today. We got a triple white mid, a triple white low, as well as this colorway, which I forgot what it's called, but this as well. So there's different variables that come into sneakers when they start creasing. And first of all, it's a different fabrics that they use, the different materials. Sometimes they use real leather, sometimes they don't use real leather. So I'm going to cut this up and show you what's inside and why this creases so easily. So looking at this sneaker, you could already tell the kind of cheapness of the materials. That's just from sitting there for a while, and that, you know, that plastic covering that gives it its color is already like starting to peel up. If you just, you know, touch it with a little spike, it'll pretty much peel right off. But then this back piece right here is a really nice suede. You could tell that that is definitely real leather. It's a really nice leather material. But the thing with this sneaker is that this black leather is really cheap. I'm not even too sure that if it is leather or not, but I know that you could just feel it, and it's really cheap. And this stuff is the stuff that really loves to crease. Maybe if you just push it real quick, look at, you could already little see that crease right into it, which just gives a whole difference. Look at that, I just bent it a couple times and the crease is now in there and it's not going anywhere. And this is like the same material that they use pretty much for black colors on any Jordan. So if you have like a black toe or like the black outer toe with this cheap material, sometimes it'll crease, you know, a lot faster than normal. If I just bend it over real quick, there you go, you already got a crease in there, and it's not gonna go away, and that crease is still there, which you can't blame Nike because they're making a great product. This is the material, you know, that they have come to use, and you know, for the most part, just bending it like that is to the extreme if you wear them properly and also wear your sneakers every day. Who cares if they crease, because they're a great shoe, they're very comfortable, and they look cool on the feet. Because let's be real, how many times do you walk in public and someone's like, "Ew, why are you wearing those? Those are crease." You know, no one worries about that. I feel like everyone that owns their own pair worries about what everyone else thinks about, but it's like, just wear them, just wear the bad boys, you know, unless I guess you're trying to resell them, but at that point, just. So at first looks, I have the toe all cut up, and I'm not too sure if it's leather or not, but once we look closer, you could see that grain detailed on the edge of the leather. So what I'm pointing at is the edge of the leather, and it is leather, but it's really cheap leather, and it's also covered in this like plastic laminated material. That's the same part with this right here, because the pebble leather is not really pebble leather. That's just an embossed like plastic cover to keep it, you know, symmetrical throughout it, as well as it looking like that 24/7 when you mess it up. And the other way how you could tell is if you scratch it, it just stays there. Compared to real leather, it would, you know, open up, close up, it would stretch. For this, you could scratch it all day and it stays the same because that plastic covering on it, which isn't too bad, you know, but it is there instead of, you know, a normal leather. At first looks, it is a lot thinner than a normal leather, and it is, you know, the cheaper stuff, but I'm gonna keep bending it and we're gonna see how long it takes until this piece of leather, you know, creases up. So there's not much of a crease so far. I've done it about 10 or 15 times, just creasing it right there where the shoe would normally crease. But also, you know, in my past with wearing Jordans out and about, whenever I see a crease like form up on a factory pair of shoes, it always takes like a week or so wearing them in, as in wearing them like 2 or 3 times a week. Having that full day of wear, that's when it really starts creasing up. But I am curious to see if it does, you know, build that crease up. I feel like this is the most accurate way to redo, you know, walking around, walking out and about. Also, you know, you got your full weight of the sneaker pushing down on it compared to just my hands bending it back and forth. Maybe if I just pinch it like this real quick, that probably, you know, simulates a couple times walking, but it does, you know, group up a little bit. I don't know if you could see that on the camera, but what all that creasing is, it's pretty much this like laminate plastic covering that just gets all warped up and gets bent because it's not used to flexing on there. Compared to a normal leather, it would just, you know, open, close, because it's natural skin. But with this, I would see it why the covering over the cheap leather would, you know, group up, and it's obviously not supposed to be so much bent, even though they've done a great job making this plastic cover on this other leather. Like, this pebble stuff doesn't really crease. If you ever see, you know, sneakers that are like used for the toe box, it eventually does, but that's just from lots of wear and tear onto it. But now I'll show you the difference between this one and, you know, a handmade pair that I made. On the edge a little bit, you could see the graininess, but it is real leather. It's just, you know, a really cheap version. That pebbled stamp on the outside, and it's just, you know, covered in that plastic cover. Down here, it is not covered because that's where they use the glue to wrap it underneath the sole. And then, but this is the inside. This is some like glue that they use. Now there's multiple different glues that they use for all these factories. I'm pretty sure there's multiple factories that make Jordans and whatnot. So some people have to use different glues on the regulations, whatnot, at least what I've been told. So, but this glue, you know, is just no normal, probably spray glue, the industrial stuff. But you got a toe puff in there that gives it the shape of the toe. So the first demonstration are my Python Union 1's that I use. These don't crease at all. I've worn these 1,000 times now, and it's all real Python, and it's starting to really curl up just from weathering and wear and tear. There is no creasing at all, as well as, you know, all the other parts of the sneaker, but mainly that we're talking about right here, especially when you're dealing with exotics, they don't crease at all. So that's definitely something you never have to worry about, which is nice, but also a lot more expensive, and it's a lot harder to deal with. With Pythons, you never have to worry about that. Now I got my dunks that I wear all the time, and the first one that we're gonna show you are these Jedi ones, and you can see it's all warped right now because I just wore them. I literally just took them off and they're all messed up and whatever, but there is literally no creasing whatsoever. If I steamed that, it would just go flat and would stay there forever again until I kept wearing it. But as you can see, there is no creasing whatsoever on the natural skin. And this is because there's no covering, there's no laminate finish and whatnot. All that it is just leather, and it's able to flex, open, close, open, close. It's able to breathe. And as I said, there's not that plastic cover, so when it gets like curled up, it groups up together, and then once you know, open your shoe back up, then it gets stretched, but all those curl, wrinkly lines are in there. This, you don't have to worry about that at all. You got, you know, just a flat piece of leather, good to go, and you know, there's literally no creasing. But this is also a public service announcement. If you're buying sneakers, just wear them. I wear all my sneakers. It doesn't matter how expensive they are, how cheap they are, just wear them, wear them, wear them. I feel like, you know, you're buying them, might as well wear them, you know, wear them. Keep them clean though, you know, you can keep them clean. Maybe, you know, you put the crease things on inside the toe if you're really worried about that. I could care less, because I'm not gonna buy them to resell, I'm gonna buy them to wear them, you know. So we're now gonna be looking at a suede material, and this stuff never wrinkles at all. Take a look at this. I'm going on probably 3 or 4 months of wearing these, and I wear the crap out of these. I wear these out in the dirt. I wear them everywhere. You name it, I've worn it there. But look, there's literally no creasing at all. Now, the suede side is the back side of, you know, the finished leather. So this was originally like a blue pebble leather, but I used the back side for everything. But with the suede, it literally doesn't crease at all. I mean, I'm sure you could understand that just looking at suede material. It's all, you know, grouped up, it's all clumpy, it's a bunch of frays and whatnot. So there's like literally no curling, no wrinkling whatsoever in this. And this is just, you know, this is a nice thing about handmade shoes. Cheap leather, good leather, and stuff that isn't leather. I've kind of known this for a long time, just cutting up so many sneakers at this point and, you know, remaking them for patterns and whatnot. Just wear your sneakers. Wear your sneakers every single day. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Thanks for watching. How you doing? Keep it moving, baby.